Welcome, John Wilson with FlaglerHomesandCondos.com. This is Flagler Beach. We're about 30 miles south of St. Augustine, about 30 miles north of Daytona Beach, on the east coast of Florida. Absolutely wonderful weather, wonderful place to live, only about 3,900 inhabitants of the area. Today, as we show you some wonderful pictures, including the restaurants here in town and the farmers market, we're going to talk about what it's like to build a house here as opposed to just purchasing one that's on the marketplace. There's some tremendous advantages in that, especially for those of you that are looking to retire, because you can get exactly what you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually talk to a couple that were going through this process, and you can hear what they said before they actually did this. So here we're going to introduce you to Steve and Marilyn from Vermont.
Thank you. Now when we walked around town and stuff.
I'm kind of surprised, Janice. You've been in Florida for 30 or 35 years. When you told us to come down and visit you at Flagler Beach, I thought you were nuts. But I also wondered, why did my sister move to Flagler Beach? She'd been in Fort Lauderdale, she'd been in Boca, she'd been all over Florida. And she picked in Dade City, and then she picks this little city called Flagler Beach in the middle of nowhere.
What a surprise, though, when we came over that causeway. And you come over that hill, and all of a sudden, there's the ocean and the village, and it just looks so entirely different from what I had pictured. Not gated communities, not 4 lanes of traffic, it's at the beach.
So when are
Miles
you
of
moving
beach.
here, guys?
You know, we haven't even talked about retirement or what we might do. Maybe it's time that we do that.
We could do that. We could look around town. We could get a hold of your buddy and look at some houses and see what's around here. I think it's kind of interesting. I have no thoughts or no plans or no ideas, but we're going to be here for a week, so let's scope it out and see what we can find.
I
Cool.
really like it here. It didn't take long to make the decision to move to Flagler Beach. We interviewed a couple of builders, settled on Paul Culver, and found a lot that we really liked, and started the permit process and started construction on our new home.
And Paul, maybe you could talk a little bit about, what's involved in getting the permits and all the setbacks and all the other things you have to go through as a builder to get a house ready.
Well, generally, we go to the building department and get a checklist from the department, and then we go through the process. We interview the potential home buyer, and we sit down and come up with a floor plan. Sometimes that takes a couple meetings, and then once we come up with that, I turn it over to my design team, and they put together the structural drawings along with the site plan. We then submit it to the building department for approval.
And here at Flagler Beach, that doesn't take too long, does it?
No, actually, generally we can have a permit within a couple weeks.
Which is really interesting compared to most communities.
Well, yeah, I've been very happy building in Flagler Beach because of the permit process. They're very familiar with my construction company and work with us very well.
So Marilyn, what are some of the things that you wanted to see in the house?
Well, we were first constrained by the lot size and the setback, so the house could be no wider than 30 feet. So it was a matter of coming up with a plan for a house that would give us 2 bedrooms, at least 2 full bathrooms, a really big kitchen, open floor plan. It meant we didn't want to waste any space on hallways, stairways, anything inside that would take away from that.
And what were the challenges for you to do all that, Paul?
Well, the challenges are the fact that the lot is like she said, was narrow, and 30 feet was the widest we could go, so it was pretty much draw a line right down the middle of the house, and you have your living room on one side and your sleeping quarters on the other. And then with the size of the house they wanted, we had to go up 2 stories.
So I noticed we're kind of at a point where we're talking about the colors of the house, and you mentioned there that you only want beach colors. So tell us a little bit about your decorating ideas.
Well, I had a throw rug that had all the Florida colors in it. I sort of went off that as a sample. So had to have coral in one room, turquoise in another, Didn't want anything that looked like we brought it from the north. I didn't want the navy blues, olive greens, any of those colors. I wanted the soft colors of the south. I was very happy with it.
Well, as you can see right now, we're building a pool. We're going to do that in 40 seconds. So what are some of the considerations involved in that, Paul?
Well, the key to building a pool is to make sure that, well,
Setbacks.
setbacks. Yeah, this particular pool just fit on the lot just so nicely.
That's great, and it came out beautifully, as you can see, and I think Marilyn's about ready to test it out and take her first swim.
And there I am.
Now let's look at the house as it's ready to be moved in. Marilyn, I think you do a great job on talking about exactly what you anticipated and what you got and what you think of the builder.
Very happy with the builder. Everything was done above our expectations. Anything that we needed changed, anything that we wanted tweaked got done very easily. There were no mistakes. Things got done exactly the way we wanted them done. Lots of ideas from Paul as to who to deal with for suppliers of everything from tile to the glass blocks to the paint to the flooring to make sure that we got everything that we needed. And all the suppliers that we talked to when we mentioned Paul's name said, oh yeah, we like Paul. He's good to work with, he's easy to work with, and he actually pays his bills on time. So that made us feel good too.
That's great. I mean, what a wonderful experience it's been for everybody involved in this. And as we see a few shots of this beautiful wall outside the house, and thank you all very much for your comments.